This echidna is Wack. He is always scratching himself and getting into things. He's got a bad temper and he's always picking fights with other animals. He's not very smart, but he is cunning. And he's the kind of echidna that you just can't help but watch because you never know what he'll do next. An echidna is a small, spiny mammal found in Australia and New Guinea. These unusual creatures have a beak-like nose and are covered in fur and spines. Echidnas are shy and mostly solitary animals. There are two species of echidna, the short-beaked echidna and the long-beaked echidna. Both species lay eggs and have a diet of ants and termites. These odd little mammals are the only species in their family and are found only in Australia and New Guinea. Echidnas are covered in spines, have a long snout, and lay eggs. These unusual animals are interesting to watch and even more fascinating to learn about. Why are echidnas evolutionary misfits? There are many creatures in the animal kingdom that defy classification. Echidnas are just one of those creatures. These bizarre animals are often called evolutionary misfits because they don't seem to fit into any particular category. They're unique creatures that have both mammalian and reptilian features. Echidnas are covered in spines, have beak-like mouths, and lay eggs. But they also have fur, produce milk, and suckle their young. Echidnas look very unique. The echidna is a unique animal that has physiology that helps it to stand out in the animal kingdom. The most notable physical feature of the echidna is its spines. These spines are made up of keratin, which is also found in human hair and nails. The echidna also has a long, flexible snout that it uses for both smelling and eating. Its tongue is long and sticky, which allows it to catch insects for food. The echidna doesn't have any teeth, but instead, it grinds its food up with pebbles in its stomach. Another interesting physiological feature of the echidna is that it can swim. Its webbed feet and strong legs allow it to paddle through water with ease. Overall, the echidna is a fascinating animal with a lot of unique physiologic features. Now, where do echidnas live? There are two species of echidna, the short-beaked echidna and the long-beaked echidna, and they can be found in Australia, New Guinea, and Tasmania. The short-beaked echidna is the most common, and it can be found in a variety of habitats, including forests, grasslands, and deserts. The long-beaked echidna is less common and is only found in New Guinea. Echidnas are solitary animals that use their sharp claws to dig burrows for shelter. They're also excellent swimmers, and they've been known to dive into water to escape predators. Echidnas are most active at night when they forage for food like insects, worms, and other tiny invertebrates. Now, how do echidnas act? They're very curious creatures, which can sometimes lead to trouble. Here's a look at the behavior of echidnas and how they act. Echidnas are solitary animals. They spend most of their time alone, only coming together to mate. When they do meet up though, they usually just have a quick sniff of each other before going on their way again. Echidnas are super curious creatures. If they see something new, they'll often go over to investigate it. Now, this can sometimes get them into trouble as they can't resist poking their nose into places where it doesn't belong. Echidnas are also great diggers. What do they eat? These unusual animals are closely related to anteaters and have a diet that consists mostly of ants and termites. While they will eat other small insects if they're available, echidnas prefer ants and termites because they're a good source of protein. Echidnas use their long, sticky tongue to capture their prey, and they have sharp claws that help them dig for food. Echidnas typically eat around 50 grams of insects per day. Now, this may not seem like much, but it's enough to keep these animals healthy and thriving. If you think echidnas are strange, then platypuses must seem downright weird. Imagine you're in a room full of people wearing the strangest, most outrageous clothing you've ever seen. And then someone walks in wearing a simple t-shirt and jeans. That person would look normal in comparison to everyone else in the room. Platypus have a beak and webbed feet like ducks, but they also have fur and a tail like a beaver. Its furry tail also acts as a rudder when they're swimming, helping the platypus to move through the water with ease. On the other hand, the echidna is a bizarre-looking creature that makes the platypus look like a supermodel. Imagine, it has a long snout, spikes all over its body, and a tail. Despite its eerie appearance, the echidna is actually a gentle animal that only eats insects. Now, how do echidnas reproduce? Echidnas reproduce by a process called cross-fertilization. The male has a 4-pronged penis and the female has a 2-pronged vagina. During mating, the male inserts his penis into the female's vagina and deposits sperm on her eggs. The female then lays her eggs in a nest and covers them with dirt and leaves. The eggs hatch after 10 days, and the young echidnas are called puggles. Aw, isn't that amazing? Now, are these cute, weird, bizarre little creatures endangered? Sadly, they are one of the most endangered. There are only an estimated 10,000 to 20,000 echidnas left in the wild, and their numbers are rapidly declining. The biggest threat to echidnas is habitat loss. Echidnas live in a wide variety of habitats, but they're particularly vulnerable to changes in their environment. For example, deforestation and urbanization can destroy their homes and make it difficult for them to find food. Another major threat to echidnas is climate change, rising temperatures, and extreme weather conditions that can have a devastating effect on these delicate creatures. In addition, climate change can cause changes in the distribution of prey species, which can lead to starvation. The echidna is a fascinating creature that's unique in many ways. It's a keystone species that plays an important role in its ecosystem. And although it's threatened by habitat loss and disease, the echidna has a strong chance of survival if we take action to protect it. Now, stop being a boggart and pass on these digital edibles by sharing this video. Thanks!